What are microwaves? Microwaves are a form of electromagnetic energy like light waves or radio waves. Microwaves are used extensively in communications such as to relay long-distance telephone signals, television programs, and computer information across the Earth or to a satellite in space. It is good for transmitting information because it can penetrate haze, light rain, snow, clouds, and smoke. Microwaves have a frequency of about 2.45 gigahertz and a wavelength of about 12.2 centimeters. In the electromagnetic spectrum, they fall before infrared light but after radio waves. A microwave frequency can be selected which is strongly absorbed by water molecules, causing them to vibrate and increasing their kinetic energy. This effect can be used to heat materials containing water, for example, this popcorn.
The microwave oven was invented by accident by a man who was orphaned and never finished grammar school. The man was Percy Spencer. At the age of just 18 months, Spencer's father died and his mother soon left him to his uncle. His uncle then died when Spencer was just 7 years old. Spencer subsequently left grammar school and at the age of 12 began working from sun up to sundown at a spool mill, which he continued to do until he was 16 years old. At this time, he heard about a nearby paper mill that was electrifying, which intrigued him. Given that few in his town, a remote community in Maine, knew much of anything about electricity. One day, while Spencer was working on building magnetrons for radar sets, he was standing in front of an active radar set when he noticed the candy bar he had in his pocket melted. Spencer wasn't the first to notice something like this with radars, but he was the first to investigate it. He and some other colleagues then began trying to heat other food objects to see if a similar heating effect could be observed. The first one they heated intentionally was popcorn kernels, which became the first world's microwave popcorn. Spencer then decided to try to heat an egg. He got a kettle and cut a hole in the side, then put the whole egg in the kettle and positioned the magnetron to direct the microwaves into the hole. The result was the egg exploding in the face of one of his co-workers who was looking in the kettle as the egg exploded. Spencer then created what we might call the first true microwave oven by attaching a high-density electromagnetic field generator to an enclosed metal box. The magnetron would then shoot into the metal box so that the electromagnetic waves would have no way to escape, which would allow for more controlled and safe experimentation. He then placed various food items in the box and monitored their temperature to observe the effect.
Did you know? 1. Microwaves are reflected by metal surfaces. 2. They pass through glass and plastics. 3. They pass through the atmosphere. 4. They pass through the ionosphere without being reflected. 5. They heat materials if they can make atoms or molecules in the material vibrate. 6. They are absorbed by water depending on the frequency of the microwaves. 7. Transmission is affected by wave effects such as reflection, refraction, diffraction, and interference. There you go with some fun facts.